back to, as currently unnamed, Project Episode 2. I only put the video up this morning, so I'm waiting to see what you have decided to call it before I put it on the thumbnail. I have, since the last time, done a few bits and pieces. I've ordered a load of stuff up. My spoiler, the black RS front spoiler, has been painted. Fixed a water leak on the thermostat housing. A few different bits and pieces, but for now I think we'll just get stuck straight in and ignore the multitude of suspension and brake problems and fit a spoiler. Let's get going. Spoiler confirmed. I think it actually does help already. It changes the whole look of the front of her. So quite happy with that. They're quite hard to find, those spoilers. I actually had that bought before I even decided that I was completely buying the car, because they're very hard to find, and that one came up on eBay. So it was a big gamble to take before I even bought the car, but quite happy with how it turned out. I'm going to put the car on up and have a look at in behind the back wheels to see what is going on there. There's calipers in there. Don't know what calipers they are. I need to see how safe they are, because if the rest of the braking system then I'm going to go by, I'm just going to check everything. I've ordered all new brake lines for the Flexis and stuff. I have ordered new 2 or 3 rolls of Cupro nickel pipe and a load of fittings. So I'm just doing the redoing the whole braking system just to be sure that it's safe and UK compliant. So yes, up we go. Okay, so back to the Granada for a bit. This is the problem with having 2 cars in the workshop at one time, that you both need work done. You just keep sort of swapping between them. But anyway, this spoiler, I bought it there for the car. It is a bit of a funny one. It has an RS badge on the back of it. I'll put a wee picture up on the screen if you can remember. There's an RS badge embossed into the back of it, and the holes are slightly different to another one that a friend of mine measured for me off his car. The hole, in theory, the hole's in his boot lid of a new old stock sport boot lid. The hole was there in that dot, whereas in mine, they're on the very outside edges here, around about here somewhere. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I've transferred from the studs to this. There's one of them sheared, so I'll probably just stick it down there. I don't fancy trying to weld a nut or a bolt back onto the spoiler and then end up bubbling or wrecking it. So one there, and one there. And I will probably just, as I say, put double-sided sticky tape or silicone or something down on the boot lid in this wee bit and make sure it's well clamped down. Doesn't lift. I don't intend it to come off in a hurry. So yes, next bit, we'll get this drilled. Work out how to do it, what's the best way, because I don't fancy just boring down through and going through the flipping inner quarter panel or something. So I'll probably set the boot lid up a wee bit. Ah yes, she's on a big spring. If I drill down there, there is nothing in there. If I drill down there, there's nothing in there. So I'm actually okay. Go and get the drill. Getting quite good at this, drilling into fresh paint now. Don't even flinch anymore. Okay, that's the holes all in the right place. I had to elongate the holes in the two ends because there was a wee bit of a bow in the spoiler and it wasn't sitting flush in the middle. Probably my case of measure twice and cut once and all that. My theory doesn't really work all the time, but anyway. I'll get this tape peeled off. We'll tidy up the burrs on the edge there, and in fact I'll tidy up the burrs now on the edge before I take the tape off. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? Right, so this other inside bolt, the inside frame, stopping me from getting a spanner at it. So I'll maybe try and get a ratchet spanner in, that might work. One spoiler fitted, quite happy with that really. I'll get it a bit of a clean down now to get rid of all the dust and stuff off it, and then hopefully it'll look decent. Join me now at a random field in the middle of the countryside in Northern Ireland. Put up a wanted ad for some bits. This is what I was pointed towards. A couple of Granadas laying in the field. No real tidy bits on them. Most of it's all been stolen and they've been lifted by cranes and forklifts and they're rotten, but I'm trying to rescue everything we can off it basically. So far I've got all the chrome trim from around the roof and the windscreen seals and stuff on them. I have none of that in mind, so any condition is better than my condition currently. It is a wee bit rough, but meh, if it's usable I'll try it. So these have had some story to tell, these cars, by the looks of it. This one's a 2.8. She seems to have had all the fancy bits in her. She's aircon, she's fancy trip clock computer and stuff in her. This one is 83. Seems to be from down south somewhere, Wicklow or Wexford or something. So yeah, for being lying with the doors open, the seats are actually in very good condition. The whole interior is being blue. I don't know if it's worthwhile trying to get it out of her or not, but I know where it is if I want to come back and get it. Right now it just seems like a lot of work, and there's been something living in it, so it's not ideal working conditions, this, I'm not going to lie. But anyway, I think I've got everything good off it. The likes of the roof trims on this side are all damaged and lifted. Just taking the last few bits of trim off that far one there. Thanks Davey for your help. And then we'll be on our way. Only came for a fog light switch, but you know what it's like. So yes, hopefully they'll be going on to the Granada at some point in the future once they're all polished up and sorted out, and work out what all the switches and stuff are, how to wire them in. So yes, next bit. Okay, welcome back to probably halfway through Granada episode Mark 2. I haven't touched this thing in maybe 4 or 5 weeks now. Life has got very busy all of a sudden. I've been to my first show in the Capri. It's not finished yet, it's not mapped still, but it's been to its first show nonetheless, and got a good reception, so very happy with that. The Granada, it's time to get it ready for MOT. I've already moved the date once because I didn't have a chance to get it ready, and I don't want to move it again. It's booked for the 6th of September. I would like personally, if I could, to get it done before then and get a cancellation. But I'll see. I'm meant to be going to Cornwall on the 16th of September in one of my project cars. Preferably the Capri if it's mapped and ready to go, but it might end up being this if it's ready first. The only slight hiccup I can see is that I might have this thing insured and MOT'd, but I need to still register it in the country, so it might not, paperwork might not be back even if I get it ready for the 6th. But we'll see. So, in order for any of that to happen, I need to get a move on. I need to get my motivation back. Now I'm actually back in the workshop. Yeah, it's time to get this thing MOT prepped. It needs, let me see, what does it need? Upper ball joints, track rod ends, steering gaiters, all the brake lines, anti-roll bar drop link bushes. There's a leak at the oil cooler. Wiring is South African spec, ridiculous. There's no dip beam currently. Suppose you could link that into the wiring. And if I have time, I would like to give it a full service of all the stuff there to do it. That's most of the stuff. It now has new tyres on it. We haven't showed you those, have I? Hang on, I might not have. I have went for these. They're like a Borbit A style wheel. They do look a lot better when they're on the ground, not on the car, or on the lift, sorry. But yeah, I will get you a few pictures and videos of those on the ground soon. For now, it is time to start work on this thing and get our MOT ready. Buff those rivets up there off, so they're going to replace this ball joint, get it replaced. While I have it out, I'm going to change these bushings here and the link bar. Yeah, that was a lot easier than I initially thought to take that all apart, I'm not going to lie. I thought this was going to be an absolute session, but so far, I don't want to talk too soon right enough, but so far it's not too bad. So, one new ball joint. Now, these are rivets on this, so I'm going to need to take into them and grind them off. Same as in there, to get the old ball joint off, and then the new ones come with new bolts and nuts, so that's handy at least, I guess. save that, to be honest. But that's the bushes all replaced. I'm only setting it on for now with a nut. I'm not tightening it because I might need to take it off on the far side again to pivot it up out of the way. But they're new Super Pro bushes. Steering rack gator on this side needs done, and track rod ends I've bought a set of them as well while I have them off. Other than that, I think that's this side fairly well done suspension wise. I need to get the brake lines obviously replaced with new flexies and all the new solid lines the whole way upper to do, so yeah, I'm gonna get on with. Okay, so battery died, but I got a good bit done. Ball joint, sway bar link, bushings, track rod ends, and gaiters on both sides are now all done at the front. I have already changed the pads. I've took the bearings back off, done the back bearing with grease again. I think that's really hurt the front bar of the brake lines. So I am going to have to work out now what the best way to do the brake lines is. I have a new set of all 4 flexies and have enough brake line to go to the moon and back. So I'm going to make my own basically and do away with the brazed South African spec stuff on her. So I'm back down again at the weekend for a couple of days if all goes to plan, Friday afternoon and Saturday. So if I can get the brake lines done then, I need to then move on to the electrical stuff. Get the dip beam isn't working. There's a whole pile of wiring issues on her that everything stays live even with the key off. Engine switches off right enough, but everything else seems to stay flipping live, so you can still turn your indicators, your heater, everything on with the key out of her, which I would like to sort. I don't know whether or not it's something backfeeding into the system or whether or not I don't know what they've done, to be honest. I'm going to have to rip the dash out and see if there's any wires sort of tangled in around it. I have an aerial there to fix that 10-foot long one sticking out up there as well, and I need to sort the back brake lines where they're not actually, they're onto a flexi line onto a moving caliper, which isn't ideal. So basically that, all I'm focusing on right now, I say that as I've put spoilers and wheels and everything on, but all I'm focusing on from now on is MOT stuff. Enough to get her on the road and legal. All the other wee minor appearancey bits and stuff I can do after she's on the road. I just want her on the road now. So yes, that might do me for this episode. Now I've got the front end all rebuilt. The spoilers all on. The wheels are on. And you've had a bit better of a look round her. So I think that'll do me for this one. The next one, hopefully, will be the remainder of the stuff for MOT. And hopefully a road test if all goes to plan. Get her MOT'd and get her registered and get her out to shows. Come out and see some of you lovely lot at the shows. I met some of you at the show down in Perana a couple of weeks ago, and it was lovely to put names to the faces. Faces to the names? Aye, faces to the names. So yes, if any of you're out, come and say hello. Just a reminder that I do have merchandise and different bits and pieces for sale over on the website. Apologies to those who have ordered stuff. It's all away now in the post. I've been very busy, and yes, should have been quicker off the ball, but it's now gone. So you should have it by the time this video goes up. The website has t-shirts, it has key rings, stickers. I have a new sticker up. Hopefully the design of it should pop up on the screen somewhere about now, of the Granada. I'm in the middle of getting designs done for the Capri, which is behind you. And yeah, I'm getting there. So if you've liked what you've seen, please hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything and helps the channel out. So if you like it, please hit the button. Hit the like button as well and tell your friends. If you were to even tell 1 or 2 friends about every video, then if they watch it, then yeah, it doesn't cost anything, helps me out. I think that's it. I'm going to stop waffling on. If you want to see the next episode, it should hopefully have this thing not finished, but MOT spec. And if you're waiting with bated breath, as I am, to get the Capri dynoed, it should hopefully be out very soon as well. It should be, all being well, on their own road in the next week or two. I have booked to go over to Cornwall in 4 weeks today in one of my classic vehicles. So I would rather like to avoid going over in a daily car. I want to take the Capri or the Granada. So I need to keep the push on. But yes, until the next time, thanks for sticking around. Bye.